I'm Harry, and it's a pleasure to be here. So yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, like I said, I'm now a service user researcher on the Game Change project, which is like a virtual reality study using virtual reality to treat psychosis, which is very creative outlet, I think, for people to try and understand their problems. I've been a service user for almost 5 years now, but my experience with psychosis dates back a lot further than that. So it's been a very complicated road, and Sarah's been fantastic in helping me to try and get my thoughts clear and try and attribute words to some of those experiences and a lot of those really strong emotions. I think that art therapy is it's a really it's a wonderfully gentle way of trying to kind of tease out that need for expression. And a lot of experiences within psychosis can be really confusing, and for me it was so many things going on and so many stories running in my head, and trying to maintain relationships whilst you're in crisis, and it all felt like a flood of emotion and a flood of ideas, and it was so difficult for me to try and understand everything, and even just to explain and be able to put words to what I was going through. So Sarah was talking a bit about the kind of implicit, and when we started out doing the course, it was a really kind of like a freeing exercise to just have paper in front of you and just to let yourself do whatever you like, And Sarah was very open and inviting into getting us all to just go with whatever felt right and not have to overthink it at first. And gradually, the more we did, the more confidence we kind of gained as we were doing it, and it really I started to find myself expressing in a lot more explicit ways ideas about some of the things I had experienced of hallucinations or hearing voices, and then about kind of relationships and the way that you're looking out into the world and looking into society and trying to make sense of all the other people in there, and this idea of thoughts, and when your thoughts are all distorted, then the world becomes distorted and other people become distorted. And doing the art therapy really helped me to kind of explain to myself a little bit, I think, and it was a real powerful gesture. So yeah, absolutely, firmly encourage it, and it's been a part of my recovery, and it's been really crucial, along with everything else, of course. It's not to underestimate all of the other work that goes in mental health services. It's also good to have that kind of motivation, to have someone to push you a little bit, because if I'm left to my own devices, I don't do as much art as I would like. These days I've become a kind of aspiring tattoo artist, which is something that I've continued and I continue to do, and I really enjoy. And with that, there's a lot of meaning into every piece of work, because it's a permanent piece of work on somebody. So it's important to have a really good kind of sense of expression when you're doing that kind of work, and that's something I've taken on, and I will carry on through into my future. And it's been great. Sarah's been fantastic with getting me to come back and do these kind of things, or come and talk to the groups, or do the airs recordings, and just encourage other people to try and follow suit. It's another thing about the kind of doing group art therapy, and those relationships that you're building within the group, and you're trying to create a safe space where everyone can feel comfortable in opening up to each other, and that can be a real hard thing to foster. And again, I think art is fantastic for that. It's just such a gentle way of bringing people together and creating real strong bonds and creating an atmosphere that is beneficial to everybody. And that's something that I do in my work today. Now I feel like it's a privilege to be working in mental health. I've taken on board all of the things I've learned with art therapies. yeah, trying to have that atmosphere that brings out the best kind of work in people.